ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with? That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're an Oreo cookie. White in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro. I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show. Emails and Facebook comments.
You got mail.
Message.
And a whole lot of it. Everybody and their mama. I gave a sermon on March 4th about how the liberal women are building a shameless society. And as of this day, my sermon currently has 77,200 views, and it's going up as I speak. I thought it was a good and honest and truthful sermon. I told the truth because I realized that it's the truth that's going to make us free. The truth will make us free. And unless we tell the truth, folks, America is only going to get worse instead of getting better. In my own personal life, for example, the only reason that my life is getting better and has gotten better over the last 24 years is because I had to be honest about myself. And the truth was that I was a sinner. I was angry. I did not have control of my own life. It was out of control. And for a while there, I was blaming other people for it instead of taking the blame for my own action and my own problems. And until I was able to do that, things were bad for me. And once I did that, then God made me free, gave me perfect peace. And now my life is each moment becoming better and better and better. And over the years, we have dealt with the race issue concerning white folks, but not concerning blacks toward whites. And things are getting worse. We have dealt with fathers leaving their homes or not marrying the women that they impregnate and walking away, and the women are left alone to raise the children. And it's creating a problem. Things are not getting better in the homes or in the lives of the children that most of these, especially liberal women, are raising. We have dealt with those things. But I realize that we have not dealt with how liberal women are building a shameless society. And until we deal with that, they will continue to do it. But I had no idea how sensitive or emotional this subject would be when I talked about it on March 4th during my Sunday morning service. The women libs came in under the heading of women wanting freedom. They want to be as men. They protested for the right to vote, and the country gave them the right to vote. And then they protested for abortions. They wanted to have the right to have abortions. And now everybody and their mama are having abortions to the tune of thousands and thousands each year in this great nation. And within the black community, every day, according to blackgenocide.com, I believe, every day over 1,500 black babies are aborted. Every day. 70% of Planned Parenthood abortion mills are located in the inner cities around the country. And this is because of the liberal women of all colors, but especially the white and black liberal women. These women have been left alone, and they are destroying the country. Their politics is not good for America. It's not good for the family. These women are now in positions of power. They're in positions of power. They're lawmakers now. And because they're angry and emotional, they identify with things that are wrong and not things that are good. And because they identify with the things that are wrong, they're voting in the wrong things. One of the reasons that homosexuality is so prevalent in America today and being accepted in many cases, not all, I don't even think most really, as normal is because you have liberal women in politics, and they're voting in these things. They're voting in these laws that restrict us from telling the truth about homosexuality, how dangerous it is, and how bad it is for the country and for the family. Liberal women, and there are more of them than there are us. There are more women, period, than there are men. And these women are in a position of power, so they're voting in things that are not good because they identify with these things emotionally. They don't want anybody to feel any pain about being wrong. We see that in the homes, too, where not all but most mothers are raising children. And even in a father and mother situation, the mother tend to sympathize or emotionally go along with what the child is feeling when they're feeling pain. So they try to make the kid or children feel good. Whereas the father say, hey, leave the child alone. Let them feel the pain of being wrong. You know what I'm saying? When the fathers are not there, the mothers, because of their anger and their emotion, they go along with the kids. The kids know how to manipulate. Well, these liberal women are doing the same thing. So we have gay marriage, same-sex marriage on the rise. We have laws that if you would disagree with homosexuality or same-sex marriage, you're a bigot, or they try to punish you in some manner. This is not good for the family. It's not good for the country. These women, when you leave them alone, they make bad decisions. And it's just the way it is because they're not connected to the truth. They're not connected to God. They're connected to anger. They're separated from God. And we have allowed this to go on for so long, even in the public school system. And I've done a lot of work in the public school system. I notice now that the schools are controlled by female principals and vice principals. And most of the teachers are females. And these women are angry, and the kids don't respect them. And so instead of being strong and doing the right thing, they pass laws or they teach subjects that make kids feel good instead of allowing kids to go through the pain so that they could get better. But what I realized is that, and I had no idea when I talked about that in my service, the reaction would be such that it has been. And I have to tell you, I'm glad about it because we need to get the truth out there. It's a sensitive subject matter because it has not been dealt with. So it's a shock to most people, especially to the liberals. And unless we stand up against these folks because they do represent evil, may God have mercy upon America. And for the last 22 years, I've been doing family counseling and individual counseling. And the horror stories have been beyond my understanding, folks. It's just bad as to what is going on due to the mentality of a lot of these women, especially liberal women. It's interesting to see that the liberals are acting out exactly what I'm saying. You know, they're just going nuts. While at the same time, they're saying that I'm wrong, I hate women, I hate this, and I hate that. It's amazing some of the hateful phone calls we've received. I'm going to play some of those for you tomorrow on Friday. But they're acting out exactly what I've been talking about, what I explained that morning, that Sunday morning. I do want you to know that our battle is a spiritual battle, warfare between good and evil. And these liberal women are on the side of evil. They're bringing in evil. Abortion is evil. Homosexuality is evil. The destruction of the family is evil. Passing laws to try to suppress or prevent truth from being out there is evil. The attack on men is evil. It is. We need to say it. You know, I talked about that in my sermon. This woman, Sandra Fluck, she wants us to pay for her contraception. She's not married. But she wants $3,000. That's a lot of sex. And I'm thinking, where is this woman's shame? She's not married. Where are the liberal women? How did they lose the shame of letting the world know that they are having sex out of wedlock to a point that they want us to pay for it? Where's the shame in that? Creating a shameless society. So I'm not backing down from that. In the good old days, when boys were boys and men were men, that's what it was called, whores, when you're not married and you're having sex out of wedlock. And women used to be ashamed of that. They didn't really want you to know that they were doing that because it was just a pride, self-pride. They knew it was wrong. Even if they couldn't help themselves, they didn't want you to know that they were doing it. Now these women, liberal women, are in your face about it. I have to say, every Christian conservative in America should agree with me on this. These are godly values. It's the truth. It doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Men or women are wrong. They're wrong. Some women are wrong just like there are some men who are wrong. So it's wrong. It doesn't matter. And women got to be able to handle the truth just as men have to handle the truth. And I said that women who love their fathers, they have not been turned away from their fathers. They love their fathers. They don't hate men. They're not into this emotional decision making. They're not taking us down the pathway of destruction. But the unfortunate thing that there are so many women who hate men. And as a result of hating men, they've been separated from God. Somebody got to say it. I've had so many people tell me their preachers have never said anything like this in the congregation. They don't speak the truth like this. And so the congregations around the country are confused. Let me just finish this because I want to get to your emails. I'm looking at the time here. After that happened on Sean Hannity's Great American Panel, this thing just took off. In one day, it went from 20,000 to 40,000 viewers. Just in one day, it just took off. And I'm glad about it because it's getting the truth out there. It's starting a discussion. It will toughen up some people, and they will start to speak the truth about this now. So I'm glad that it happened.